Okay. Check, 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 check. All right. Make sure I silence my phones if everyone else wants to as well. Appreciate that. We ready? Good morning and welcome. I'd like to thank all of you for showing up today and participating in the 2024 Scappoose Town Meeting. My name is Joe Backus, and I have had the honor and privilege to be your mayor for the past 15 months. Here today, we are joined by Council President Tyler Miller. If you just raise your hand or stand up. Councilor Jeanette Santiago. Councilor Andrew LaFrenz. He might have left to go to U of P. He's got a real job as a professor at University of Portland, so I think he just left. And we have newly appointed Councilor Marissa Jacobs a couple months ago. And newly appointed Councilor Ty Bailey and Councilor Kim Holmes. They're out of town on business and definitely wish they could be here doing their real job, their day job, their paid job. So if you have any questions for any of us after this presentation, please come back and we'll be sitting at a table and we'll be happy to answer them for you. I want to thank all of you for being here today and getting involved and being engaged in the business and actions of the city throughout the year. Last year, I challenged the citizens of Scappoose to get out into the community, get involved in some of the many community groups Scappoose has, and to stay engaged in the happenings of our city and help us to make sound decisions on our city. And I believe that I've seen that grow throughout the year. Our social media followers and activity have grown quite a bit over the past few months. And I've heard from many citizens throughout the year on various topics through emails, voicemails, phone calls, run-ins at the grocery store, and even the USPS. I've been busy attending several community meetings, schools, businesses, and trainings, trying to get out and meet the people of our community, listening to their concerns, and answer their questions. It definitely has been a busy year. As I said last year, I'd like to see this continue to grow, as it is your city, and we still need your help as we define the vision and direction of our city. It is a never-ending challenge. And remember, the decisions we make now will help develop the vision and shape the future of our special town. Today's plan, I'll go over a few of the highlights from our city departments. Then I'll introduce GMP and Bob Larson and Richard Myers, who are here today to gather some information for our city manager search. We'll then excuse you to the lobby, and you can visit with community partners and city departments as you have already, and continue. There'll be some more beverages out there as well. But first, I'd like to thank a few people who have made today possible. All of them are in-kind supporters of the 2024 annual town meeting. A big thanks to the Scappoose School District for allowing us the use of the school today. I look forward to many more opportunities to work with the school, work together. I'd like to thank Grocery Outlet, Dutch Brothers, Scappoose Bagel, Brown Butter Bakery, and Paulson Printing for helping supply the food and the printing for today's event. A big thanks to our Assistant to City Manager, Isaac Buttman, and NJ Johnson, Associate Planner, for helping develop this and setting this all up. Couldn't have done it without you guys. I'd like to thank the community partners that are tabling out in the lobby today. Today we have the Scappoose Bay Watershed, Scappoose Historical Society, Scappoose Senior Center, where I had a great lunch on Wednesday. That was amazing. Scappoose Public Library, the Amani Center, Columbia Economic Team, Life Empowered, and the Port of Columbia County. And Scappoose Parks and Rec and our EDC committees are out there as well. I've got something for you later, JJ. And I did notice today we are joined by County Commissioner Kelly Jo Smith and County Commissioner Margaret Magruder, who will be out in the hall to answer any questions too. Big election coming up within the next month. So appreciate you being here today. Most of our departments have provided updates here, but they'll be out there to answer questions and take your comments after we speak. I'm going to come up with a lot of terms. You may, if you aren't sure what they are, you can go out and ask them what this means and what is a Class A biosolids dryer and how important is it to the city of Scappoose. So I'll go over a few highlights. In the exciting Department of Finance, they have implemented various program improvements to enhance efficiency and reduce the usage and management of paper. They've reinstated annual fees for in-city business license to increase general fund revenue to cover costs. They've implemented electronic accounts payable checks to increase efficiency and reduce check printing and mailing. And they've converted express billing process with Springbrook to automatically upload utility billing changes on the online system. It was all important cost savings measures that we are trying to make. Really busy department this year is our police department. Today, staffing, we have now hired one new officer recently, Jacob McFarland, who recently returned from the academy and now is starting his 20-week field training process. We have interim public safety director Brian Jensen was brought on to assist the department and mentor our police department employees. And we have one officer in field training, Frank Basso. Speaking of training, I think Deputy Director Jensen has really made an emphasis and effort, and Lieutenant Fluellen on training. All of our officers train and learn regularly. Training of note this year completed. We got 3 officers completed the basic police academy. 1 officer completed training to become a defense tactics instructor. 1 officer is becoming a less lethal instructor. We've got an officer completed our school resource officer training. They've all gone through, reviewed, and enhanced our firearms training. Now we have quarterly trainings. 1 sergeant is to complete the Metro Sergeant Academy this spring. And Lieutenant Fluellen completed the first of 3 FBI leadership courses and will be signing command staff up for more FBI LEADA trainings. We'll be ensuring that all officers, sergeants, will be or are radar and LIDAR certified and DUII and intoxilizer certified. We've empowered patrol to take part in developing and leading trainings to improve training, enhance capabilities, and better prepare our department to be the most effective and capable department possible. We've purchased and got into a lot of new equipment this year. Our VPN project is completed. This will allow officers to access critical resources remotely, enhancing their capabilities in the field. Body-worn camera replacement project is in works. An internal assessment, asset assessments to increase our capability capacities. Sure, we're using the best resources in ways of firearms, ammunition, body cameras, and dash cameras. We're implementing programs to reduce outdated and replace outdated and obsolete equipment to enhance our public safety. We have developed some interagency partnerships. Teamwork is very important within our city, and we've developed these partnerships. We've increased emphasis on building professional relationships with adjoining law enforcement departments, partners. We've increased and engaged in interagency training opportunities and increased communication. We've partnered with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office to enhance our field training process for new recruits. And we have upped our research, or outreach. We've increased our social media engagement. Our officers have taken part in senior center fraud prevention informational sessions. And officers have increased their presence at school functions, increased presence at school campuses and surrounding areas during school hours. So very busy department. Public Works, not to be outdone. They've completed, continued, and started a wide range of infrastructure and capacity enhancing projects. As you can see out on the highway, the Peace Candle rehabilitation completed in last year and was dedicated in June of 2023. We've done a Parks Master Plan update is now complete. This project was necessitated by the city's recent land acquisitions, need for development, financial planning, and desire to apply for grant fundings. MIG, our consultant, was contracted for developing this plan, and it required input from the community and collaboration with City Council, Scappoose Planning Commission, Scappoose Parks and Rec Committee, and city staff. And after several years of saving up for this federal gas tax allocations, appreciate you guys for voting that in, the city was able to complete a large paving maintenance project, included pavement overlays on Southwest Havelock Drive, Dutch Canyon Road, Bella Vista Drive, Sunset Drive, Northwest 11th Street, Northwest 14th Street, Northwest Cliff Drive, and Northwest Ridge Drive and Rose Street, and included wheelchair ramps along Southwest Havelock Drive. So a lot of sidewalk improvements, and we'll continue to work on those and help with this Columbia River PUD. We did a sidewalk infill project on East Columbia and the PUD station. And thanks to JJ and others, PUD, the new electronic vehicle charging stations installed on Southeast 2nd Street behind Watts House. It was completed about a year ago, and we dedicated, I think, last Earth Day, which next Earth Day I'll get to in a minute, comes up next in 2 weeks. In 2021, the city applied for and was awarded $13.6 million in American Rescue Plan Act dollars, ARPA dollars, for several large capital projects. Construction of these projects continue to move forward, and these are some updates. We've got a basalt well project. This well is currently being drilled, and completion is hopefully fall of this year. We also have a Dutch Canyon well number 3. If you want to know the difference between the two, I'm sure Dave Suka and Daryl Sykes will be out there and love to answer those questions for you. But that is nearly complete, and we'll start running this June. Kevin Turner out there, a Class A biosolids dryer. Its shipment of the dryer scheduled by June with startup scheduled in November of this year. Smith Road Pump Station project has been contracted and is scheduled for construction this summer and will start in the fall. Keys Reservoir, another one out there, real important. The design is nearly complete, and the project will go to bid soon and begin construction this summer with completion hopefully by the next summer. It's a 3 million gallon reservoir that will really come in handy. And while not all entirely ARPA projects, the city has also been working on large rehabilitation projects at its wastewater treatment plant. The project includes a new aeration basin, headworks, grit removal, new UV channel, and other improvements. $2.2 million of this project will be funded through the ARPA contributions towards the construction of the headworks and grit chamber. This project will be going to bid soon with construction scheduled this summer and take approximately 2 years to complete. So some big projects, big dollar projects. Public Works is also planning to continue with sidewalk improvements with infill projects near the Scappoose Middle School. And the Water Department is planning on a water distribution replacement project on Oak Street. Not to be outdone, Community Development. Planning Department, we're nearing our 50-year plan, and adoption of this process is expected to begin this fall. The 50-year plan will be a document, I'm sure you've heard a lot about it. It summarizes all of the final products and resulted as part of this project, including a 50-year vision statement, housing capacity analysis, economic opportunity analysis, comprehensive planned amendments, development code amendments, and now the project team is in the middle of refining the details for a UGB expansion. The 50-year plan is the first of its kind in Scappoose, and it allows us to take a 50-year look at our land needs to support housing, employment, and other land needs to be smart about where we grow in the future. Beth Goodman from our 50-year plan consultant team, I think she's out there today, as well as City Planning Department. They'll be out at the tables in case anybody has questions on the UGB expansion or the 50-year plan. In terms of current planning, the Planning Department works with citizens and development community every day to answer questions and to process land use applications leading to new commercial, residential, industrial development in our area. Engineering, the engineering department has been busy and is currently reviewing construction documents for reconstruction of Moore Road and 3 different subdivisions. We have Huser Estates, Kale Street subdivision, and Dutch Canyon Estates Phase 4, which plan to be in construction this summer and next summer. The engineering department is also coordinating with the Public Works Department to review the plans for several upcoming city development projects, including that upgrade to the Smith Road sewer pump, the Keys Road Reservoir project, and the Northwest Waterline replacement project. So they all work together as one team. The engineering department is also working through an update to the Public Works design standard. They're also responsible for review of all new projects, as well as plan review, construction document approval, and inspections for all public improvements in the city. In the building department, they're responsible for reviewing plans and issuing building permits for new construction, as well as completing inspections throughout the construction phase. The city's first food cart pod with hookups for 11 food carts is currently under construction, which you've probably seen at the north end of Old Portland Road. And I'm being told hopefully by June, and sometime in June, they'll be finished. In addition to the food cart permit, the city has issued permits for remodels, several new homes, and miscellaneous smaller permits for tenant improvements and homeowner projects. Once the roads and utilities are installed for those 3 new subdivisions, the city will then begin reviewing plans for new home construction associated with those new subdivisions. Talking about city council. Through this year, city council has welcomed new councilors and bid fond farewells to long-term councils, including longtime fixture in Scappoose, Pete McHugh, who is here today. Appreciate your service on city council, Pete, and your long-term help here in Scappoose, and I'm sure that will continue. And Megan Greisen, who is still involved in school activities and many city activities. We have had to replace them on the city council this year. And we've worked to engage community in creating the future of Scappoose. In January of 2024, we went through our goal setting process. That kind of sets the goals that we want to work towards the year, working with our staff to give them some direction. 2023 and 2024 CEP, our Community Enhancement Program, grant program has opened up. The deadline is May 7th, so nonprofits, we do have a grant program to help you guys with funding. So make sure you get your application. It's online on Scappoose City website. We're focusing on improving community outcomes, fiscal responsibility, starting and completing projects on time and under budget, addressing the issues that matter most to our community. Continue tight partnerships with community partners, including the Columbia Economic Team, Senior Center, Historical Society, the Scappoose School District, and many more. The major undertakings City Council has worked on and continues to work on at the Park Master Plan, which we've completed, the 50-year plan. We've just started a Facilities Master Plan. We've completed a CGI video. It's now on our website. I recommend you all check that out. It's about 6 videos or so of our city. A good job for NJ for getting that accomplished. And we ran a successful Scappoose Adventure Fest last summer. Projects we're working now, we're starting to look on charter review. Hasn't been done in a while. We want to complete the 50-year plan. You'll hear more today. We've got a city manager recruitment process. Right now, we don't have a full-time city manager. We're going to continue to focus on our council goals and continue enhancing outcomes for the community. As I spoke, Earth Day, April 20th. We're coming up here in just a couple weeks. We are going to do a Scappoose Festival as well on June 8th, organized through JJ and the Scappoose Library. So that'll be June 8th, as well as movies in the park this fall. Speaking of the city manager update, you may have heard that the city of Scappoose is in the process of looking for a new city manager. The city council has hired GMP to assist with the coordination and recruitment of our next manager. And they will be outside seeking your feedback on what you think the city should look for in the next city manager, if you'd like to come up. Today we're joined with Bob Larson and Richard Myers of the executive recruitment firm GMP HR, and welcome him to the stage as they give you a brief overview of the city manager recruitment process.
Thank you, Mayor Backus. I'm Bob Larson, GMP Consultants, and I've got Richard Myers with me as well. I've got 25 years of professional city management experience in Minnesota and as well as Washington State, which I bring to the group of GMP. And I'm going to ask Richard Myers to give a little background on himself as well.
Richard Myers, I'm been a city manager in Oregon for 32 years, for 36 years in local government around Oregon, Washington, Oregon and Utah and Arizona. I'm excited about this. I just retired as city manager in Cottage Grove a couple of months ago, and so I'm excited to be helping with this search and get some colleague or somebody in the community for you.
Thank you, Richard. We're delighted to be here, and we're honored to be selected by your mayor and council to help with this very important recruitment search. We're going to be working with the mayor and council as well as the community over the next several weeks in identifying and hopefully having applicants come in the first week in May. From there, we'll be screening those candidates through GMP, and then we'll present candidates and mayor and council, I believe, sometime in mid to later May. And then after that, the mayor and council will be selecting the candidates they would like to have come back for finalist interviews in early to mid-June. The goal and our objective is to have someone selected by the mayor and council to become the city manager by the end of June. And we're working very hard to achieve that for them. As the mayor mentioned, Mayor Backus mentioned, we're going to be out, we've got a table. Even though the search is underway, we still want to hear from the community members, from each of you as well as others. You may have someone in mind that you've come across in your dealings or your experience in your work or in the community or elsewhere that you might think would be a good candidate. Let us know about that. We'd love to hear about that. We do target individuals that we are aware of, but we also obviously have a very open and transparent process throughout. So we have targeted primarily the 11 Western states. We also are going nationwide with the search. We send out direct mailings and emails to over 1,600 people in the city management profession, the mayoral management profession. We also do various advertisements on LinkedIn. We've got others that obviously that because of LinkedIn, they've got other reference points that we can also connect as well. We try to cover a lot of ground. And our goal is obviously to have a group of candidates that the mayor and council can interview, as I said, in early June. If anybody has any questions, we'll be out at the table and we will hear from you. There's also some profiles you can take with you. And if you read in there something about what's in there, you can also contact us directly if you've got any thoughts or opinions about it. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You got Richard's application for the position? All right. We'll have to drive him around town. I'll take him on a tour after this. Make sure he gets his application in. Thank you for all coming this morning. Refreshments will still be served out in the hallway. City staff, council, definitely like to thank you for coming. Please step outside to see the community partners, city staff, city council, and GMP. We'll all be able to answer some of your questions. And it is an important process. Picking a city manager is very important. They're going to lead the city and run our city. So it's very important that we do a good job in our due diligence and get out there and find the right one. So it would be great to hear from you guys on what you think the city needs. Please take some time to speak to them before you leave. Again, thank you for this morning. I greatly appreciate your involvement with our community. Thank you.
Right.